So did you know that there are at least 130 Indian Americans in the Joe Biden administration in multiple high-ranking positions, including at the White House, National Security Council, Technology, Health, Transportation, and NASA. This is significantly more than the number of Indian Americans in Trump or Obama's administration. Well, after years of trying to build influence, the Indian American community, the second largest immigrant group in the US after Mexican Americans, is finally starting to get visibility and prominence in US politics. And this is all set to rise with the ongoing state visit of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi to the US. Remember, a US state visit is reserved for the closest of allies of the country, and PM Modi is just the third head of a state US President Joe Biden has honored a state visit with. Now, why do Indian Americans matter? Well, numbers are important. There are at least 4.1 million Americans of Indian heritage, comprising 1.3% of the US population. The community is also the most politically active. For instance, its representation has only increased in US politics since Bobby Jindal of Louisiana became the first Indian American to run for president. Talking about more recent developments, from Kamala Harris, who is the Vice President of the United States of America and has roots in Tamil Nadu, the last US election saw the number of Indian Americans in the House going up to 4 from just 1 in 2012. But like India, Indian Americans are also very diverse when it comes to politics. Traditionally, studies have shown that a lot of them were Democratic leaning, but as the community prospered and started making a mark in businesses, there have been voices supporting Republicans in the recent past. Now we already have people like Nikki Haley and Vivek Ramaswamy who have already announced that they would be running for the 2024 US presidency. Indian Americans are high-earning and an educated immigrant group, which makes them not just a very attractive pool of potential donors for political campaigns, but also voters. We see them holding influential positions in US society in a number of fields, from IT to medicine to academia, which is why we see both Republicans and Democrats making sincere efforts to court them, especially in highly contested regions that they call the battleground states. Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's previous visits to the US, and there have been 5 so far, have been marked by massive diaspora gatherings such as the ones in Madison Square and Houston. But this time, however, due to shortage of time, the Indian diaspora will just have about an hour to spend with the PM. He is expected to address a gathering of 1,000 American Indians at the Reagan Center from various parts of the US on the role of diaspora in the growth of India and America. Clearly, the Indian diaspora has been the largest in the world since 2010 and is also a powerful resource for the Indian government, and it's also an important part of the Modi government's foreign policy considerations. But even opposition leaders like Rahul Gandhi have been actively pursuing diaspora groups to strengthen support for the Congress party. It's in this context that Prime Minister Narendra Modi's state visit to the US becomes all the more important for the increasing relevance of the Indian diaspora.